Okay, so I'm back. I got the motor mount off. You see right there, it's out. I had to lower the engine down some. I had the engine jacked up a little bit too high. So there's the motor mount. It's loose right here. It's completely off. See, it comes up and down. You're gonna have to finagle the engine back in. The engine's still on the jack right here. I'm gonna have to bring the engine up some to get it back in probably. Okay, and also I got the top motor mount off right here. There's a top motor mount right here. There's the 2 screws right there, and this one right here I had the problem with. I couldn't get it out. I actually put some torque on it, and the whole thing came out, but luckily it'll go back in. One thing I always do is I always lay out the pieces, the nuts, in a space exactly how I got them off. This way the treading is the exact same treading. I can put it right back on. I'm going to move on to the next step. I'll be right back. Okay, so did what everybody else says. Strap this around. Lock it in. Move the engine forward to get to the manifold over there. I had to let the engine down a little bit. I had it jacked up too high. I got it locked in and cranked down. Don't crank it too tight. You're going to crack your light housing and everything. But it's strapped underneath. If you look behind the behind it, you'll see a bunch of little holes right here on the bottom. That's where it's locked into right here. The next thing I did was there's a 14 millimeter box wrench open end. There's a nut all the way down there for the serpentine belt. So I put the 14 millimeter down there, and if you look on your diagram before you even take this belt off, make sure you got a diagram on your car. And the diagram is actually facing up, facing towards you're looking at the engine. This top one's not the tensioner, it's this one right here at the tensioner. You can make little gadgets to make that longer, or you could actually use the right tool, but that's a 14 millimeter on there. You torque it up, you pull it up a little bit, and you should just be able to get your serpentine belt off of the air compressor right here. So that's where I'm at right here. Next is I'm going to do the power steering. I got to take off these little nuts in between there. We'll see how easy that's going to go. And then we got to take this bracket off right here, and it should be able to move backwards at least. Move just a little bit to get this out of the way, to get the fuel rail off. Again, that nut down there is a 14 millimeter for the tensioner. Okay, first mishap. Freaking dropped the little fucking socket. Sorry, dropped the little socket. Yeah, you can see I got a little stressed out. All the way between there. Between the plastic mount, plastic shield wheel well guard, and the engine was too low again, so I had to lift the engine up to get my hands in there to get it out. But there's 4 nuts in here in this wheel. You gotta fill all the way around. I took 3 of them off. This is the order they came off. 1, 2, 3, and the 4th one is on there, but I just loosened it up, and then I loosened the support up right here. So I'm gonna take the support off right here. Hopefully I don't gotta take the pump all the way off. There's no hoses to get out. This right here, that's all off right there. No, I don't like putting anything up in here. I actually put it down in stages right here. Everything that I took off already. And this is 1, 2, 3, and that's how I took them off. 1, 2, 3 is how I took them off. The 4th one is still in there. And let's see, those right there. That right there is, try to see what socket it was. All these nuts, this one, the mount on the back right here, and all in here are 10 millimeter. Actually, you can't use a long socket because I couldn't get the ratchet in here. So actually, I put a short socket with a little extension. I went from 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch, and I put the little extension to get it on right here. So let me get going with the next step. Next step, now I gotta start disconnecting the throttle cable right here, and the support right here that holds the throttle cable in, and the fuel line right here is what I'm gonna have to support next. Have to remove next. But this right here, if you see, you can pull it up. The cable goes up to the front right here. It goes up to the front, and then you should be able to just pull it right out. That's the throttle cable. And then right behind here, there's a clip. I gotta get some pliers to close this up, and then this right here will push through. And then Gotta finagle, see what I'm doing with this fuel line right here. See if I get a better shot for you. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, got the cable off for throttle body. This is the actual cable. If you see, there's clips. Actually, this was down this way right here. Squeeze these together with a pair of pliers, and you can push it right out of here. Some little clips there. You're squeezing with some pliers. Okay, then there's some bottom clips here for your fuel supply line. Comes right off, and see the clips right here, just like the clips on a what the hell is that, fuel filter. That's what comes off right here. It pops up right here. This is a 10mm nut right here that comes up. And move this all to the side. Time for me to shut. Actually, I should have already shut off my propane heater. I'm gonna take that off right there, push that all over to the side, and then I'm gonna start disconnecting the clips for the throttle body and the fuel injectors. Wow, well, this was really a self-learned lesson right here, man. Okay, fuel injector clips. They seat right onto the fuel injector right here. There's a little clip nub at the bottom of the fuel injector. See if I get some light on it. A little nub right here. Okay, so it sits on that nub. See the little lock right here. I did a lot of research on the internet, find out how to get these damn things off, and I couldn't. So what happens is this little blue retaining clip actually locks the whole thing in place. And I use a little tool like this to get in there. Where's that right here? To get in, let's see if you can see it. We could actually see it better on this one. The little blue, to get right inside this little blue clip in between the black one, and then you pull it up. You get in between the blue and black one, and you pull it up a little bit, and then after you get that part of it up, see this little blue part? I get the little thing right in there, and after you pull it halfway up, then you squeeze this part right here. Then you squeeze the black part in right here, and you'll be able to get it out. So get the little pick right inside of these right here. And then after you lift that up ever so lightly, you squeeze this in and the whole thing will come up. Wow, that was a trick and a half. Self-learned. Okay, so I got all the connectors off. I had to fight with them to get them off. And then there's 3 on the side of the throttle body. But I looked in them. I was like, man, how am I going to remember which ones are which? These two almost seem similar, but this one's a lot longer to get to the bottom. So that should be easier to connect. And this is a short one, different color, different prongs, 4 on the inside. This other one got 3s on the inside, so that should be okay. But I'm probably gonna get a little color pencil right now and mark which ones go with which. And also, you're supposed to take off by now. This is the fuel line. I mean, not the fuel line, the overflow that goes all the way to the extension tape. What broke off? This goes right here. You're supposed to take this off by right now, but it's already off. You're supposed to loosen that up and pull it out, but that one's out right now. So I got one more harness. They said there's a little sneaky one hidden all the way on the other side. So I'm gonna see if I can find that one, and then I should be able to put the whole harness to the side. Okay, I'm back on the other side of the car now. If you look, I got 1 wire. It's probably always supposed to be 2. I don't know where the hell the other one is. It goes all the way down there in the bottom. 1 wire all the way down there. I gotta get off, and then if you pull on the harness a little bit, this actually goes here, over here to the power steering pump also. So there's 2 of them that I may have to get out. So I'm gonna go ahead try to get that one all the way on the bottom off right. Let me see if I get in there. All the way on the bottom off right there. That one's gonna have to come off, and then I should be able to get this whole line to the side. All right, I'll be right back.